Welcome to Relational Effectiveness. My name is John Hoerauf, and I'm sitting in for my wife, Lynn Hoerauf, and I want to thank the Strategic Advisor Board for sponsoring this video. As we continue with discovering your toxic motivations, I want to remind you of the definition. Toxic motivations are internal beliefs, voices, or drives that attempt to manipulate our will to bring our circumstances into alignment with their beliefs. Because they are higher order motivations, they ultimately supersede our best attempts to bring about change using lower order motivations as a change agent. So we need to discover these toxic motivations that are inside of us that are causing us to go in directions we don't want to go. Some of the areas where they come from, or actually one way to discover what they are, is to look at where they may have come from. In other words, look at your background and things that are there, things that stand out to you. Sometimes we have negative names that have been given to us. I don't mean your birth name. I mean the name that maybe the kids at school gave you, that you're not good in sports, you're not good at math, you're never going to achieve much, you're never going to find somebody who will love you, things like that. Or it might be from your parents, or it might be from a family name that was given, that you're that family that isn't successful. It's those kinds of names that are given over time that we end up embracing and believing as true, and then they have that effect on us. It could be the false beliefs that you're from the wrong side of the track, that girls can't whatever this is, and you've embraced that and you've accepted that, and it's limited you. There was a time when it was understood scientifically that no one could beat the 4-minute mile running until somebody did, and after that several people beat it. It was not a physical restriction that was there, it was actually in their mind. They believed nobody could beat the 4-minute mile, so nobody could. And once they realized, oh, it is possible, then several people have beat the 4-minute mile. It was a false belief that was there. An inaccurate identity that maybe you've just embraced over the years, that you really need to see that's there. I talked last time about we may have a motivation for comfort or for distraction. There might be something inside of you that when things get hard, you see yourself getting distracted and just getting busy doing things, and all of a sudden the whole day's gone by and you haven't accomplished anything. Or you find yourself running to comfort. So there might be something in you, this toxic motivation that says, above all else, I need to feel comfort. And that takes over when you're trying to do it. And if you're just using your will to overcome the motivation, remember that little diagram I put up last time where motivation is stronger, that comes before the will. And so we can't use our will to overcome our motivation. We have to change our belief system. And that's really what we're looking at. So what you want to do is think about those toxic motivations that you've experienced that are there. And you can do that by observing your behaviors. So the goal, the assignment for today is to continue self-evaluating. And you want to observe your behaviors to uncover the motivation. Maybe there's times where you overeat and you wonder why you do. And you need to just kind of look and see, okay, I eat for comfort. Maybe that's what it is. So that motivation behind that might be to avoid emotional and physical discomfort in the short term. I'm going to eat because it makes me feel better. Or I only exercise sporadically. I just can't stick with it. So what's the motivation behind that? Maybe it's that I feel like it's really not for me. I'm not an in-shape person. So to act this way, I'm acting differently than who I really am or how I really see myself. So it falls down. Maybe you avoid difficult tasks. And you might be, as you think about it, why do I keep avoiding these difficult tasks? Maybe you're avoiding failure. Maybe you're avoiding being spotlighted. If I do this and everybody sees it, and if I mess up in front of everybody, then that will be terrible, and I don't want that to happen. So I just avoid those difficult tasks, and I just do mundane things over and over so that I don't fail. But start with looking at your behaviors and seeing if this behavior is there over and over, what motivation might be there behind that. and then start looking for a pattern in there. And those patterns that are there can kind of shine some light on that toxic motivation that's pushing you in these directions that you don't want to go. And then when we get back here next time, we're going to start looking at some automatic thoughts that we have. And that's kind of a way to take this a little bit deeper. So that's what we'll be looking at next time. But in the meantime, go through and just kind of start really doing some self-evaluation and writing some of these things out. It's going to take a little while of writing them down, looking at it, rethinking, and kind of working through, because you want to uncover. Remember I said that higher order motivations are very loud, but they're in the background. You don't really know that they're there, even though they're so powerful. So we're taking some time to look directly at them and try and see what's there. So that's what you're looking at this time. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.